My mom passed away this year. She'd always wanted me to quit smoking. That was a big thing for her. So I was, pretty excited after about 15 years when I finally did. And she was like so happy for me, but I quit in a weird way. Cuz like I didn't really quit. I just stopped. Cuz like quitting smoking takes work, you got to like get hypnotized or read a book or something, I just stopped because I got so sick I physically could not smoke anymore. So then after like 2 weeks, I was like, well, I guess I accidentally escaped from that prison. So I just kept running. It's amazing. It's amazing too. But quitting smoking is like breaking up with someone who is so out of your league, Like cigarettes is so cool, but long term I knew it wasn't going to work out for us, Cigarettes didn't see it coming either. No. Cigarettes was like, what? You're breaking up with me? Yeah. See, cigarettes, I made the mistake of tabulating the cost of smoking, because it's like, $8 a pack times, 6, 7 packs a week times 52 weeks times 15 years. You know what that adds up to? Cancer. That's what that's. Very, very, I know, you shouldn't joke about cancer, because that's how I'm going to start talking about my mom suffering from it a bit, right? It's always a tough thing. You never expect it. The first time that I found out that my mom had cancer, it was very unusual because I was told about, the procedure, basically what was going to happen, and they were like, well, first we're going to remove her breast implants, and then they're going to remove the tumor. And I was like, Mom had breast implants? Like, I was not aware of that. My brother's, what, you didn't notice in the pictures in the 70s? She's flat-chested. In the 80s, she has big boobs? I was like, no, I just noticed in our photos from Disneyland I had a good time. That was it, all right? Wasn't thinking about that. My mom beat that cancer, though. She, it was a good fight, but she always handled it with so much of a positive attitude that she got through it. But, a few years later, again, I was getting a phone call. I found out for the second time. And I found out in an unusual way where my brother was calling and to ask me if I would take care of his dog, Selassie. He was kind of like, when he got the dog, he was like a white guy with dreads, So we got this dog named Selassie. You just kind of become a Rastafarian when you say that dog's name. And when he was asking me to take it, he also let me know that, again, the cancer had come back, and it was a really bad outlook, that it was only about a 6-month prognosis for my mom to live. And when you get that kind of information, you never know how you're going to react. And I think my response was, yes, I will take care of Selassie. That was the way I responded. Because for some reason, I think my mom and this dog were a little bit linked, because Selassie was a very old dog at this point. He wasn't getting the attention that with my brother starting his family that he used to. So with me, it was just going to be me and this dog. So I was going to be able to spend more time with him and give him a good life, to let him kind of like the end of his time to move forward. My mom, when she got this prognosis, she totally changed again. She became completely vegan. She only drank alkaline-free water. It was like this crazy procedure. They were just like pumping water all day. And I don't know where they were 6 months after that prognosis, but I think they were probably on vacation in Florida and finishing a round of golf, clinking their wine glasses together. Because my mom, she just fought cancer like an action movie star walking away from an exploding building, She just threw on a pair of sunglasses and did great. Salas, he didn't do so well. He started to go downhill pretty fast after about 2 years. I remember I was coming home on a date with a girl, which, usually good, second day that's happening, and, we walk into my apartment, and Selassie had shat all over the apartment. I know. And when I say all over the apartment, I mean all over that apartment. I was like opening up drawers. I was like, how did he do this? I don't get it. It's kind of impressive. And it was tough to have to put Selassie down, but the time came, and it was, it was nice to be there in the room with him. After about 5 years, which is an amazing amount of time for someone who gets such a horrible prognosis like my mom, she did pass away. And I didn't get to be there with her, and I really wanted to, but that's just, I was there on the last few days. My dad, he had me and my brother and my sister all there, but it was their death plan that the kids wouldn't be there at the very end, which is, I was there with my dad and my mom. My dad, he was taking care of her in every way at the end at home. He was, changing her when she went to the washroom, and I was helping her and him. I was helping him with her as she had just, shat. And I'm helping lift her up, and he just kind of, pleading with him a bit that I should stay with him to the very end with Mom. And he just kind of turns to my mom and says, "Linda, you just pooed." And she's like, "Oh?" And my dad turns and he's like, "It's a big one." And I'm like, this guy's cracking jokes. Without missing a beat, though. And my mom had been kind of out of it at this point. She just jumps in. She's like, "Oh, great." That was kind of the dynamic with my mom and my dad. He would make kind of bad jokes, and she would kind of lay into him for it. And it just kind of shows, I realized at that moment, it wasn't just the end of my mom's life. It was the end of like a 35-year marriage between them. It wasn't my place to be there. Because if you really love someone, you'll deal with their shit right till the very end, And I know this story's very heavy, so I want to remind you, or actually I should just tell you, my dad's name, Ronald McDonald. I know. Just like with me and smoking, I never quit. I just stopped. My mom, she never quit fighting. She just came to the day that she stopped. Thanks a lot, guys.